So let us start with the Q&A session. Now, these two questions have to go together. These two questions have to go together. Slightly smaller a bit, then it can fit in. All right. Hey, I have to move this my screen here. Okay. Is absorbing in annihilation of all mind and matter the same as cessation of mental and physical phenomena? Okay. Now the next, this one. In our weekly discussion of the Manual of Insight by Mahasi Sayadaw, Chapter 5, The Experience of Nibbana, page 263. Sayadaw was discussing entering fruition and instructed the meditator to determine the period for absorption in advance, or the determination to enter the friction quickly or to be absorbed for a long time should be made before beginning to note. Okay. Does the meditator have the power to determine the length of the period of their friction absorption to last? Or can Bhante elaborate on the various aspects for this happen, such as the yogi skill? I think 50% of you all don't understand what the what the question is about. It's yang si Mui Hami. Anyway. All right, let's go to the first question first, because both of it in a way that they are connected. The way they are connected. Now, absorbing in the annihilation of mind and matter, cessation of mental and physical phenomena. Now, it's hard for me to understand what is actually you use the annihilation of mind and matter, and whether the cessation of mental and physical phenomena. Sometimes these two things, it can mean the same thing. It can mean the same thing, depending on who is the author. Sometimes it can mean totally different things, but very connected. Different things are very connected. Okay? Now, all right. Okay, let me this one. Friction absorption. This is called Phala Samapatti. Phala Samapatti, okay? And then you have a cessation, absorption, let's say. This is Nirodha Samapatti. Cessation friction and friction absorption, they are different. Whereas this friction absorption, Nibbana is your object. Whereas cessation of absorption, Nibbana is not your object, actually. Anyway, I'm not sure which one is which one when it comes to the translation of that English word. But in the Pali word, it's very clear. There's Phala Samapatti, there's Nirodha Samapatti. This one, for all noble ones, can achieve this Phala Samapatti. And this friction absorption is going to connect it with the question down there. Whereas this one is only for Anagami and Arahant. With Arahant, with 8 jhanas. With 8 jhanas. Noble ones, not necessarily they have 8 jhanas. All noble ones can able to achieve pala samapatti, which is friction absorption. If you reach the first stage of enlightenment, you already can able to go into friction absorption. Okay. Now, whether your friction absorption is it cessation of mental and physical phenomena? Hard to say. Whereas Nirodha Samapatti, here is that Nirodha Samapatti, it's in a way is annihilation of mind and body, which is in a way, I think that it is Nirodha Samapatti for your first one. But again, you use the word cessation again, but normally English, they use the word for Nirodha, they use the word cessation rather than annihilation. Yeah. Because annihilation can means like it's like they try to not use the word annihilation in the sense of it can be connected with the annihilation view. Yeah. What that annihilation view. So they try to not use the word annihilation. So here, friction absorption is when you reach realize nibbana. Okay, when you realize nibbana. Okay, when you realize nibbana, first time when you touch nibbana, or when you see nibbana, or when you realize nibbana, then nibbana becomes your object of your meditation. But it is no more anicca dukkha or anicca nupassana already, because you are not seeing things arising and passing away. So you only see nibbana as an object. As an object because the friction consciousness able to look at it. But for the first time, you only last you maybe 1 or 2 seconds, and then already you come out already. You cannot last long inside during the first time. But you already eradicate your defilements by the path consciousness. The path consciousness has done its job. You don't even know that you don't even realize that it has done its job because it's just latent defilements only. Okay? Now, so friction absorption, all noble ones can do it. Now, cessation, absorption in cessation, Nirodha Samapatti. Because the word Nirodha, we use the word cessation. Samapatti, we use the word this one. Now, this one is for Anagami and Arahant. Now, this with 8 jhanas. Now, during this time, when it comes into Nirodha Samapatti, they have to go through one first jhana, come out of the first jhana, go into Pala Samapatti. Come out of the Pala Samapatti, go into the second jhana. Come out of the second jhana, go into the Pala Samapatti again. Come out of the second jhana, enter into the third jhana. Then after come out of the third jhana, enter into Pala Samapatti. Come out of the Pala Samapatti, enter into the fourth jhana. Like that. Until the 8th jhana. So until the 8th jhana, then when he completely get this one, then everything, all mind and matter cease. Completely cease. As if like the whole body is dead. But they are not dead. Yeah? They are not dead yet. Yeah. So the cessation absorption, that one is even more. It's if you have that jhana. Anyway, all of them. Anyway, this one is a bit more difficult for us to understand. What is important right now is this friction absorption, because you may not have all the jhanas. So most probably, if you become a noble one, then you can able to achieve friction absorption. Okay, so for your question, is absorbing and as the same. So it's very difficult for me to know what is the Pali translation. If they have Pali translation, then that would be good. Okay. All right. Now the next one, as I said over here. Now in the manual of insight, Page 263. I don't have this one, but I know where you have, because let me share with you this one, Kindle. Now you're talking about experience of Nibbana. This is what the Mahasi Sayadaw's book, how phenomenal. He tried to describe everything, Okay, so now entering fruition. You want to know entering fruition and how long can you last there? How can you go inside there and so on, right? We want to know about that. So we are going to talk about entering on fruition, how to go into Pala Samapatti. I wonder, Gong Liao, the more I talk, the more pasikat the more mind is, more entangled your mind become. Because it's going to be a little bit technical. Right? It's going to be technical, but I try to make it as simple as possible for you all. Yeah? Okay. Now, here is quite the Mahasi Sayadaw explained quite a lot. Not too long. It's just a little bit. Only the words are big. Only it's quite easy to read. Maybe 5 or 10 minutes you can finish reading. But to truly understand it, it take you a lifetime. Or this lifetime cannot finish the next life again. To understand this. All right. Anyway, I'm going to attempt to try to answer your question over here. Okay, let me share back the question again. Now, here, this Mahasi Sayadaw says that when you entering fruition, that means you're entering into Pala Samapatti. You are instructed to determine the period of absorption in advance, the period of to enter the fruition quickly, how long you want to be absorbed into it. Okay, now, this is mentioned. This is from a Houston community, meditation community. Now, let me make it, and it's not simple also, but there's what we call in Samatha Jhana. This also they talk about how we enter jhana in the Samatha Jhana. It's also the same, almost the same thing. All right. Now in Samatha Jhana, when one reach jhana, first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, one must try to have this 5 mastery. Okay, you must be able to do a 5 mastery before they says that you can go to the second jhana. Because second jhana. Now, what is the mastery of the jhana? Because when you understand that this thing, you will see that in vipassana absorption also, they are also parallel also. All right? Okay. Mastery in adverting. Now, mastery in adverting in jhana, that means ability to distinguish various mental factors, mental states after emerging. For example, the vitakka, vichara, piti, sukha, ekagata, even mindfulness and so on. You can able to distinguish these mental stage. Now, mastery in adverting is not easy like, sometimes yogis thought that, even samatha yogis thought that, they come out from samatha jhana only. Immediately you can see which one is vitakka, which one is vichara, which one is piti. No, you cannot. You cannot, because these are mental states. You need to have a strong wisdom power in order for it to distinguish it clearly. It is not as easy as you think it is. Even you read a book, first jhana got 5 mental factors, vitakka, vichara, piti, sukha, ekagata, Wow, you thought that just come out like that? No, not that easy. You come out also, you still mong cha cha, still do not know what is going on, but you had a jhana, But after coming out, it's not easy for you to differentiate the mental stage. You're able to distinguish here and there. Even when you are doing vipassana also, the same thing. A lot of yogi cannot even differentiate which one is mindfulness and which one is concentration also, or which one is the wisdom factor also. everything else all coming in, even though we are supposed to able to distinguish them, but it's not as easy. So it's not easy to do this, even the first mastery of even in jhana. Yeah? Now, number two, mastery in attaining. Now, the ability to enter quickly. Quickly here means that at the wish of his intention, he can already goes into jhana already. That is how quickly. Yeah. Then in the text that when a person able to attain a jhana, it's like, for example, like the Moggallana, for all the chief disciple, Mahamoggallana is the fastest of all. It's the fastest of that's why his ability in the spiritual, all the psychic power, he is the best, in that sense. So attaining it quickly, that once you're able to attain the jhana, that particular jhana, then you repeat the jhana again and again and again and again and again until you're so skillful that you can, anytime you sit down, the moment you sit down, adjust everything, you tell yourself, masuk jhana, you already masuk already. You already enter already. No need to wait until the in-breath, out-breath comes, everything is there. They can able to enter it very quickly. So this is mastery of entering. They can go in very quickly. If you do proper meditation, also you can do that too. Now, mastery in resolving is that your ability to maintain the jhana as long as one wish. You want to enter and you want to this one. So you make a adhitthana, you make a determination. You make a determination that you want to stay for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 1 hour, 45 minutes, 1 hour, 45 minutes and 35 seconds also can. You can determine, you can ability for you can able to determine it exactly to what you want. So this one, it needs a lot of training. So you after jhana, don't think that you can sekali you dapat your jhana already. Oh, you can go in for 5 hours and sit and then don't come up. No, you cannot do that. This one needs to be trained further and further and further. Number 4, mastery in emerging. The ability to emerge exactly at predetermined time or due to certain conditions. Predetermined time, that means before you enter into the jhana, then you already fix, okay, I want to stay there for 1 hour, 45 minutes and 35 seconds. Then at that time, ting, mentally, not your phone or your alarm clock. Mentally, at that time, you are so skillful, you can come out from that. Now you can come out very quickly at the right time. Or as a certain condition, maybe because while you are doing jhana, then something happened externally, then you know it, immediately the mind comes out from it. Also, this on a certain condition. You can able to come in, enter, go out again, masuk in until he becomes so skillful. Now, mastery in reviewing is similar in with number 1, but right now you see this vitaka or vichara as something flaws or gross. It is not so pleasant anymore. Now, when you're able to see it as flaw or something is very, very rough in that sense, it's not settled in the mind, then the mind ready to let go of the first jhana, let's say. Now he wants to enter, he wants to practice further in order to gain the second jhana. So what the yogi will do is that he must not able to go jhana, he must mentally mentally make adhitthana again to give up on that jhana and then start again with the in-breath, out-breath, If you're doing anapanasati, in breath, out breath, and then all the nimitta comes up and then goes into second jhana again. And he goes to go through all this mastery all over again. That's so simple. Now, parallel to the meditation of vipassana, and this time when you comes into the determine the enter the fruition quickly and so on, this is also in a way they are very parallel to the jhana also, and they are very parallel in the sense that this time the object here is the nibbana. This is supra-mundane, whereas the jhana is still mundane. But you do the same exercise, the same skill. You exercise the same skill. Now, here, when you want to enter the fruition quickly, as long as you, this one, after you coming out from the first time you see nibbana, the first time you see nibbana after the path fruition, then you see the nibbana. But once you come out from that nibbana, you emerge from that nibbana the first time. When you come out from it, then the knowledge of arising and passing away will restart again. That means anicca nupassana will start again. Now, this time when the anicca nupassana starts again, everything becomes so slow again, very slow. Before you enter nibbana, that time things was going in the speed is so fast, like you're as if like you're driving 200 miles an hour. Then after that, coming out of jhana, then you're crawling at 10 kilometer an hour, very slow. It's like suddenly break, Then you feel the slowness of it. But nevertheless, the slowness of it again is about seeing into the anicca, dukkha, anatta repeatedly again and again. But right now, when you are able to see all this anicca, dukkha, anatta, all the insight repeat itself again, that time, you know lah, which stage you are in. That time, because it's more clearer. Okay, when you come to that particular insight, when you come to the knowledge of arising and passing away after enlightenment, then when you look back in your past practice, then that time I was doing like that. Then you realize that was that period of time that I had that particular knowledge or insight. Then as you go become more clearer, then when you look back in your past, you remember back into your past practice, then you know that when I had that insight, when I was that, then you can chronologically know where your progress is. So before you're able to attain first stage of enlightenment, so you don't worry about that, because after enlightenment, you got all the time for you to know what is happening. So don't worry, so just meditate until enlightenment. After that, everything will be shown to you, as long as you not dead yet. So therefore, when it becomes like that, it's slow, and then the yogi has to keep on striving. Keep on, walks it. Then the progress of the insight will start building up again. Building up until again he can able to reabsorb into the fruition. Now, when you're able to go into the fruition again, this time, because of the training, the time that you're able to stay with the nibbana, stay with the realization of nibbana, it gets longer and longer and longer. It's not so easy in the beginning part for you to determine how long you want. It's only after a while that you begin to meditate, you get the taste of nibbana, and also the taste of practicing as a noble one. Then practice is so much more better. Then that time you try again and again until you achieve a sufficient stage of mind that you have become very strong, powerful, mentally very balanced. Then you re-enter into Nibbana again. This time, before you re-enter, you make a determination that you want to enter into it for, let's say, 15 minutes. Then you absorb for it in the 15 minutes. After that, you want to determine 20 minutes, then absorb 20 minutes. Now, this time also, when you want to absorb into this one, it's also good that you can use various bodily position for you to do it. Not just only sitting, but also in the standing also. You're doing standing, go into the absorption and absorb for 15 minutes or stand there for 1 hour. Stand there for 1 hour, just realize on Nibbana. Isn't it? How nice. Stand there for 1 hour, stand there 1.5 hours. You do that. You go to toilet. Okay. Then you pass water. Now, in the middle of passing water, you want to go enter into Nibbana. You also can enter into Nibbana while you do your business. Anything you can do that. You become like, you determine to enter. That means you are training yourself, training in many ways, whether you are eating while you are eating at that time. This time is not just arising and passing away. This time is to enter into Nibbana, to see the Nibbana while you are eating. Then how is the whole movement and everything is like. Then here you train to enter, then to quickly come out, because you cannot enter for 1 hour and then you don't eat Cannot. You just enter, come out again, then makan, and then you continue. Then you keep on training and doing until you can are so good at entering whenever you want to. That means you can able to enter it quickly. That you already predetermined that you want to stay there for 1 hour, then you come out from it, then you want to go in again, come out from it, and so on. So you become very skillful in entering and coming out of this Phala Samapatti. Now, not only that, you also become skillful in the 16th insight knowledge, because this friction knowledge is the number 15, path is number 14, but the reviewing knowledge, that you review your past defilements and so on, you also become very clear. That time is like a mastery in adverting, that you know that which defilement is already eradicated and which defilement are still not eradicated. You know that the first stage, okay, I already eradicated the skeptical doubt. How do you know you eradicate the skeptical doubt and not others? Then the knowledge, seeing that you have already eradicated that skeptical doubt, already go into cessation. Others, like your sensual desire, still go into arising and passing away. Do you know it for yourself? That means you can able to distinguish the various mental stage, but this time you distinguish of which one eradicated, which one is still there. Whereas in the jhana one, is only you know that it's there, nothing eradicated, because this is jhana. So it's the same thing, it's the same thing. So you know which one is eradicated, which one is not. So you kind of review the whole thing all over again. Then mastery in attaining. Just now, as I said, once you are so used to enter into it, anytime you must train yourself, whether you are lying down, whether you're standing up, whether you're walking, whether you're sitting, how to go into Nibbana, how to realize it to Nibbana. At the moment's notice, let's go in already. Go in already. Mastery in resolving, okay, until you become so good at it, then again you stretch your mind as long as you want, maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Emerging again, as at the right time you want to emerge from this one, again is the same thing like what you do in the samatha. Until the coming to this one, the fifth one, until you get fed up of Nibbana. Yeah, you get fed up of getting in the first stage of enlightenment already. You don't want that first stage of enlightenment already. But this time, you make a determination you want to go to the higher level of enlightenment. So what do? You make a resolve not to go into nibbana. You make the resolve not to advert into it, not to attain it, not to resolve it. You don't want to go into it anymore. Your determination, your adhitthana, is to go back to seeing anicca, dukkha, anatta, arising, falling, sitting, touching, noting, all over again, to re-strengthen the anicca, dukkha, anatta perception. All these perception have to be re-strengthened again until you finally attain the second level of enlightenment. Then after that, you redo everything, the mastery again. Oh, boring. Well, I say it's a bit confusing. Most of the time, we talk about until enlightenment and until before enlightenment or enlightenment only. But when it comes into enlightenment, after enlightenment, there are also various ways that we can describe it. But who would like to listen? You listen for 15 minutes only, after that, you don't know what I'm talking about already. It's very confusing already after that. But I'm trying to make it as simple as it is. So the samatha in this adverting, we also have this, it's the same knowledge as when you come into the vipassana, in the sense of when one gets enlightenment. And emerging and resolving and attaining and all these things. So these are all training. Finally, it's all training and more training only. It does not come immediately after you are a sotapanna. It comes after sotapanna. You train to attain until you finally fed up with all this first stage of enlightenment. Then you determine for the second stage of enlightenment. So you keep pushing further. So that's about it for tonight's talk. So it's not easy for the last to this one. So hopefully you all can able to understand.